because it only deals with the body. Body may be grihastha, brahmachari, sannyas, sudra, brahman, whatever. But that cannot deal, that has nothing to do with the soul, so it's external. Offering all your activities to Krishna, although highly commendable, is also considered external. You may offer all material things to Krishna, but you have not surrendered yourself. That cannot attract the Lord, so for that reason it's external. Then the process of rejecting all material association, completely surrendering to Krishna, that was also considered as external. Why? Even though you have given up everything material and surrendered to Krishna, you have not yet begun to serve Him. For that reason, external. Then finally, Brahma Bhuta Prashanatmana Sochitina Kongsatit Sama Sarveshu Bhutesu Madbhaktim Labate Param. Give up everything and become liberated. Mahaprabhu said that's also external. Because after liberation, what are you going to do then? Tirthapad Prabhu ki Jai. Hari. Okay, sorry. Your name's not Tirthapad, don't worry. Tirthapad Prabhu. Who's that weirdo with the turban? Oh, Mohan. Security. If we kicked out all the weirdos from this temple, there'd be no one left. So, I'd be the first one to go, of course. So the question, up to the point of liberation, that is also external. Because after liberation, what you're going to do then? So also external. Then finally, when Mahaprabhu suggested Jnane Prayasam Udapasyanamanteva Jivanti Satmakaratam Balodiavatam Stane Stita Shrutikatam Tanuvat Manobhyeje Prayaso Ajita Jitos Taipistais Triloki. That means one who remains fixed in his material situation, but by body, mind and word serves the descriptions of Krishna's pastimes. That person can control the Supreme Lord, who is otherwise cannot be controlled by anyone. Chandrika Haribol. So, when Mahaprabhu heard that, just hear Harikatha, and Mahaprabhu said, "Eh hoy, that is something. Is there anything more?" Therefore, hearing Harikatha is even more important than achieving liberation. Because where is Krishna present? He is present in the hearts of the pure devotees. And when they speak, Krishna comes in their vibration, their Sabda Brahman. Therefore Krishna enters the ears of that person who likes to hear. Therefore, normally one drinks nectar by the mouth, but one should drink the nectar of Harikatha by ears. And who is Guru? Guru Karnadaram. Guru is one who catches the ear. Not because he twists and punishes you. Also, that is also there. Where are you going? Nonsense. Come here. Guru Karnadaram means one who gives punishment. Not punishment, mercy. One who pulls you from going the wrong direction. That is also Guru Karnadaram. Karna means ear. But really, that is also there. But real Guru is one who charms us, who captures our hearts by the ear, by his Harikatha. Therefore Prabhupada said we should not judge Guru externally, we should judge by what they speak. Because what is inside their hearts you cannot understand until they speak Katha. Like Vaishnava may appear externally very ordinary, but when they speak you can understand what is inside them. That is real test. So when Mahaprabhu heard, just hear Harikatha, Krishna becomes controlled by that person who likes to hear. Sri Jagadguru Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Prabhupada, he used to say, I always like to hear so much from my Gurudev, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So one time they were performing Brajmandu Parikrama and all the devotees went to Sheshai. Remember Sheshai? No. The Parikram place. There's millions of footprints of Krishna, Balaram, cows, deer, camels, goats, all types of things. When Krishna played his flute, the rock melted and they all left their footprints. There is also the place where Radharani had a desire to see the form of Krishna as Narayan. So Krishna manifested the form of Narayan. Radharani took the form of Lakshmi and massaged his feet. That is also there. So all the devotees went to see the holy places. But Prabhupada thought, no, I can get more by hearing Harikatha. So he stayed and heard. He said, what my Gurudev was speaking, I could not understand anything. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. They said, his lecture was so high, no one could understand. There was one philosopher, he visited the whole world. When he went to a lecture of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, someone asked him after the lecture, how did you find the lecture? He said, that man is the most brilliant philosopher I ever met. Why? Did you understand the lecture? No. That's why he's the most brilliant philosopher. I couldn't understand a single thing he was talking about. So here's the topmost. So Prabhupada in his humility, Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, in his humility saying, could not understand what Gurudev was saying, but I like to hear. Then Prabhupada, Saraswati Thakur said, oh, I will give him initiation, he likes to hear. So Prabhupada said, that was my qualification. What more qualification you want? Therefore, one who is attracted to hearing, that person will get bhakti. How much emphasis Guruji would put on hearing katha. Always he would stress. He would say you can chant hundreds of millions of rounds. You can open millions of fruitful lives. You can do so many things, but you don't like to hear, you have no devotion at all. Zero. So that is qualification. One who has that thirst for hearing, that person captures Krishna. Because Harikatha is Krishna. It's not a different thing. And our goal is attraction to Krishna. One who has attraction to Harikatha, that is direct attraction to Krishna. It's not two or separate things. Therefore, when Ramananda Roy suggested that Jnana Sunya Bhakti, devotion devoid of mental speculation, then Mahaprabhu said, Theek hai. For the first time, that is good. Is there anything else? Is there anything more? Ramananda Roy said, there is another thing that is called prema. Two types of prema. Nana pachar kritapunja namata bandhu. Two types of prema. One is Vaidhi Bhakti, one is Raga Nuga. Therefore Ramananda Roy suggested both types. Nana pachar kritapunja namata bandhu means if someone is starving and pran has cooked, but nevertheless one is very hungry. Even terrible things will taste very relishing. If you're starving and someone gives you a dry chapati, that dry chapati is like nectar. But you're very full, even if someone gives you pizza, one will not feel hungry. Therefore, many does Krishna have hunger or thirst? He is Atmaram, he has a spiritual body, he has no hunger and thirst. Then how you can serve someone who is never hungry or thirsty? Therefore the devotee is Artha Bandhu. Means the devotee feels so much anxiety. I want to serve Krishna. That is called Artha, distress. So one who is very distressed, I want to serve Krishna. Yeah. You're in the drama, I hope, aren't you? Okay, thank God. Just checking. So the devotee is very distressed. I want to serve Krishna, I must serve Krishna. Then Krishna is Artha Bandhu. He becomes the friend of that person who wants to serve. So that is Vaidhi Bhakti. In Vaidhi Bhakti, the devotee is serving, but that real greed to serve is not there. He is doing but out of fear or in reverence, but he is serving. But the real bhakti is there's Raganuga bhakti. There's two types. Etu sadam bhakti, duitu prakar, ek vaidhi bhakti ada Raganuga. Two types of devotion. One is vidhi bhakti, that is weak, it's based on logic and the control of the scriptures. But superior to that is that devotion which is performed by spontaneous devotion, pure love. Therefore, when Ramananda suggested the path of Vaidhi Bhakti, culminating in Prem going to Vaikuntha, Mahaprabhu was satisfied. Not that Vaidhi Bhakti is rubbish, also it's pure and spotless, devoid of any self-interest. But when that is full of rag, then it can attract Krishna, when it's full of greed. Is there anything more? What is that? I've lost it. Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavatamati Krito Yadikuto Pilabhyati Tattva Lola Mekamav Amalam Koti Janma Sikriti Nalabhyati. Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavatamati. There is another type of devotion called Raganuga Bhakti. That is not dependent on Shastra, that is not dependent on logic. For example, if I don't do Hari Bhajan, I'll rotate an endless cycle of birth and death. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. That's a good feeling also. Most of us, we don't even have that faith. We're not afraid of doing things like having illicit sex, smoking ganja, no problem. That means even that Vaidhi Shraddha is not there. Even that fear is not there, that respect. One time, one devotee, I remember she asked Bhakti Bhai promote Puri Maharaj. I was there. Oh Maharaj, she asked something about Raganuga Bhakti. And Puri Maharaj became very angry. What? You are talking to me of Raganuga Bhakti and your stupid mind is thinking of so much of crap when you chant Harinam? Not crap, rubbish. This is not a symptom of Raganuga. So, in Raganuga Bhakti, the devotee is attracted by the sweetness of Krishna, not because he's Bhagavan. If one serves Krishna because he's Bhagavan, that is Vidhi Bhakti. If one serves Krishna because of spontaneous attraction, that is Rag. Therefore the Brijavasis, Krishna is Bhagavan or not, they don't care. Why are they serving him? Because they are attracted by his sweetness. Therefore Tat Bhavi Adi Madhuja Sritana Dira Pekshate Na Shastram Chad Na Yuktam Chad Bhav Lo Utpat Bhav Lo Utpati Lakshana. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Rupa Goswami has said, when the mind is not dependent on the injunctions of the scripture, the mind is not controlled by logic, but rather one hearing of the sweetness of Krishna, one is spontaneously attracted to serving him, that is the symptom of rag, the awakening of greed. Therefore, Tattad Bhav Adi Madhurja. When one hears of the sweetness of Krishna, and Bhav means the way the Brijavasis serve him with so much affection. When one hears that pran, then one gives up all other reasons for doing Krishna's bhajan and becomes attracted by his sweetness. That is a superior type of prema. Then, when Mahaprabhu heard that, he became happy. Is there anything more? Then Ramananda Roy described Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vatsaliras, and finally Kantabhav, Gopibhav. So put them all together. When one hears, for example, how the friends of Krishna are serving him. One time, Mother Yasoda looked in the courtyard. She saw Krishna was on all fours like a donkey. Not donkey, what's a better word? On all fours like a horse. Cow. And standing on his back was big fat Marumangal. And on Marumangal's shoulders was Subal. And they were picking mangoes. Subal would taste the mango. He'd pass it to Marumangal, who would eat the whole thing. And the skin and seed they would pass down to Krishna. Then Mother Yasoda would be shocked. I thought you boys loved my son. how you are mistreating him. Then the boys would explain, no mother, you don't understand. Krishna is very soft. How we can put him up the top and get the mangoes. What happens if we fall? Then he will hurt himself. So we will take that risk. For him we are going on his shoulder. Then Mother said to them, why are you eating the whole mango? Oh mother, all mangoes look the same, but all mangoes are not sweet. Some are good and some are bad. We are testing. This mango is sweet, and Madhu Manga, he's the authority on prasad. Therefore Madhu Manga says, yes, this mango is the best, then we give to Krishna. If one hears this, they are serving with such intimacy, so much affection. Why, I cannot do like that. If I want a relationship with Krishna, I will be like that. Following the footsteps of Subal, Sridham, Madhu Mangal, etc. Therefore in the morning, every morning after milking the cows, then Krishna and the boys have exercise session. And the boys, they're tasting, you see small boys tasting biras. And Krishna comes out. You see these guns, Subal? Pillars of iron. They will crush you to dust. And Krishna boasting, doing some exercise. Then Subal. He also comes out. Maybe Krishna, the pain of our last meeting yesterday morning, you have forgotten. These pillars of iron, I am Subal, and they are boasting to each other. And fighting, wrestling, and Krishna is defeated. When one hears that, then one thinks, why I cannot serve like that? They never think Krishna is the Supreme Lord. They think what? What type of big guy are you? You and me are the same. Minimum equal to Krishna. And most cowboys superior to Krishna. Minimum. Minimum is equal, not less. Therefore sometimes the boys are fighting and arguing, the two teams are there, then Krishna's team lost. The rule is the losing team has to carry the winning team on his back, like a donkey, like a horse. And Subal said, assume the position. But Krishna said, this game is stupid. I'm not playing this game. Who made the rules anyway? I refuse to partake in this game. I'm not carrying you to the mango tree. And Subal became offended. Krishna, who do you think you are? You think you're superior to us? I'll let you know I'm 2 weeks older than you. I am stronger than you. I'm more handsome. You are proud. Your father is Nanda Baba, king of Braj, but your father only has 900,000 cows. My father is Vrishabhanuman, Sri Dhammas. My father has 11 lakh cows, 1,100,000 cows. You are not superior to me by beauty, by strength, by age, by wealth, in knowledge, by caste, nothing. Actually, your solar class, we're just doing you a favor letting you play in our game at all. See, if you don't like it, get out of here. We don't want you. Get lost and go and play by yourself. Then Krishna begins crying. Oh brother, don't throw me from your game. Without you I have nothing. I will carry you twice to the mango tree, but don't throw me. Krishna is begging. Okay, twice. One hears. Such intimacy they have with him. Okay, Giri Hari Shantarasa is good for you. Silence. One hears of that sweetness. Why I cannot serve like that? Such intimacy they have. Guru Maharaj says they sleep putting their feet on Krishna's body. Why? Just like if you put your own hand on your own thigh, you don't feel disturbed. If someone else puts their hand on your thigh, then it's time to worry. The cowboys never think Krishna is separate from us. They put their own feet on Krishna's head, on his body, on his chest. They think Krishna and I are same. They're not separate. No separateness is there. So one hears a greatly fortunate soul thinks, I will serve like that. I will not serve in any other way. One greed awakens. Itam satam brahma sukam nibhutya dasya gatanam paradevatena mayasritanam naradavakena sakam krita krita punya punjaha. Who can understand the good fortune of the cowherd boys? They have so much pious activity. They are the friends of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But who can understand them? Itam satam brahma sukhanubhuta. The yogis cannot understand. They are immersed in the so-called happiness of Brahma Sukh, in personal liberation. How they will understand the pastimes of the Lord. Dasya katanam paradevatena. Those who accept Krishna as the supreme omniscient Lord and offer prayers, what they can understand. In Vrindavan, no one prays to Krishna. In fact, Krishna has to pray to the Brijabasis. Every morning, Krishna has to do pranam to everyone. In fact, if Krishna goes cowherd grazing, Madhya said, "Oh, hey Krishna, come back, come back. You have not done pranam. If you don't do pranam to me, how your life could be auspicious?" Then Krishna does pranam, Madhya Soda blesses you. Now you can go. Now you'll be okay. Who will understand that? What will Hanuman do if he sees things like this? Therefore Guru Maharaj would say, 20 years ago there was no worship of any Deva in Vrindavan. No Ganesh or this or that. There was only Radha Krishna. So who can understand the position of the cowherd boys? Not those in Vaikuntha, they cannot understand. Then Maya Sritanam Naradarakena, those who are captured by the illusory potency, and they think Krishna is an ordinary boy, how they will understand the cowherd boyfriends of Krishna. There's so much good activity, so much devotion, they're playing with him as an equal. If one hears that, I will also be like Madhumango. I will also be like Sridham Subal. And in their mind, they accept the shelter of the cowherd boys and perform bhajan just like that. Understand? Ragatmik. Therefore, the Ragatmika Mukha Hoy Brajabasika. The devotion of the eternally perfected residents, that is called Ragatmik. And of all the perfected Ragatmik devotees, the Brijabasis are the topmost. And one who follows their moods in this world, that is called Rag Anuga. Anugamana means to follow someone. Like Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha doesn't just mean hanging around Sadhu. Sangha means Anugamana, to follow the Sadhu, that is Sangha. So the person in this world, but they're always absorbed in thinking of service to Radha Krishna, following the footsteps of, for example, Rupa Manjari. That is the topmost type of bhajan. So where to find sadhu of that type of caliber? We should surrender everything. Guru Maharaj says, if we find that guy, we should never think he's not my guru. You find someone like that, you give your whole life to him. Then what to speak of the Nanda and Yasoda? They have even more affection for Krishna than the cowherd boys. The cowherd boys are playing with Krishna, the sun is hot. The boys are never thinking Krishna is thirsty, he is hungry. But Mother Yasoda, she will think, because she has more affection than the cowherd boys. Krishna, Balaram, come for lunch. Now it's very hot. Your father is waiting. Prasad is getting cold. But Krishna and Balaram, absorbed in playing, they're not hearing their mother. Rohini goes, but even she cannot bring them. Then Mother Yasoda goes, okay, you guys can stay here, I don't care. Because at 12:30 the How Bilal ghost comes out. How Bilal. Then Krishna and Balaram, little afraid. Mother, what is How Bilal? We never heard or seen of a How Bilal. And Mother Yasoda said, yes, because anyone who sees him once, they never tell the story. Then Krishna and Balaram, more afraid. What does How Bilal do? What does he look like, Mother? Then Mother Yasoda took her sari. How Bilal. Pressing her face against the sari. How Bilal. She takes small boys, puts them in her bag, and she goes and eats them. But don't worry, you stay here and play, no need to come for lunch. Then Krishna Balaram weeping, catching Mother Yasoda saying, Mother, please take us. No, you stay here with How Bilal. You don't come and they take, no Mother, and they're begging, please Mother, take us. Don't leave us. How much she has controlled the Supreme Lord. She punishes him, beats him, twists his ear. When he is dirty, then Krishna comes to embrace him. Mother says, don't touch me. Dirty boy, you are like a pig. Then Krishna says, it's true, Mother, last life I was pig. Varaha incarnation. The whole world is crying for Krishna's foot dust, and Krishna is crying for Mother Yasoda, please take me. Mother saying, no, dirty boy, I won't embrace you. And Krishna is weeping. Well, I'm telling all sad stories. No? This is how much they have controlled Krishna, you can understand. Therefore, Nanda Kinkarod Brahmana, Sremiva Mahadoya Yasodava Mahapag Bhaga Papaya Samstanam Hari. O King, Sukadeva Goswami said, O King who can understand the good fortune of Nanda Baba. The Supreme Absolute Truth has become his son. Nanda Baba said, son, bring my shoes. And Krishna is bringing the shoes of Nanda Baba on his head. But they're a little heavy for him, so he's not very easy for him to carry. If the Krishna, Nanda Baba chastise him, Krishna may say, don't chastise me, I am Bhagavan. Then Nanda Baba will say, sit down for a second, son. How old are you? 5. You know how old I am? More than 55. So if anyone in the house is going to become Bhagavan, who's going to become Bhagavan first? Me. So first I'll become Bhagavan, then you worry about becoming Bhagavan. You understand? Yes. So who can understand the good fortune of Nanda Baba? What to speak of? But Mother Yasoda is more fortunate. Because Papo Yasham Stanam Hari. Sri Hari drinks her breast milk. Therefore she is even more fortunate. And what to speak of the gopis? We will discuss all this in Ramananda Roy Samvad. One hears of the service of the Braja Gopis to Krishna. These 4 things one hears. Mahaprabhu came to give these 4 baths to the world. Sakya, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. But mostly these 3. The friendship mood, parental mood and the gopis mood. Mahaprabhu came to distribute these 3 types especially. I remember before people would say to Gurudev, we are not qualified for that type of bhajan. Then Guruji would say, yes, you're in the wrong sampradaya. Go to South India, take initiation from Ramanujacharya. Because Gaudiya bhajan, this is our bhajan. All Gaudiyas perform bhajan like this. So one will say, but I'm not doing that type of bhajan, that means I'm not a Gaudiya. Actually, it's true. But even though we are doing Vaidhi Bhakti, our goal is that. No? So Guru Maharaj says, our Vaidhi Bhakti and the Vidhi Bhakti of other Sampradaya, there is also an ocean of difference between them also. Because our Vaidhi Bhakti is never ever, we're not performing it to attain residence in Vaikuntha, Dwarka or Ayodhya. Our goal is judged. So, a fortunate soul who hears, then what will happen? Ta suna lubda hoy ye Bhagavan, Mahaprabhu says. Who hears and develops that greed, that person is most fortunate. And what type of greed will awaken? According to your eternal relation with Krishna. Like you have an apple seed, a chili seed, a mango seed, and so Venice people understand a ganja seed. Same water, same fertilizer, everything same. What will happen? From the apple seed, apple tree will come. From mango seed will come. From chili seed, chili tree will come. So what will come? What relationship will come to us? According to that eternal Swarup which is already there in our hearts. Guru never gives that mood. That is a falsity. What is there comes out. Even Guru never gives that. In Radhakunda Babaji they say, no, Guru gives Siddha Pranali, Guru gives this mood. This is foolishness. Because if Guru gives, then how it can be Nitya Siddha Bhav? Because it has a beginning. You took initiation 2 weeks ago. Before that you did not have it. Then how are you an eternal servant of Krishna? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur rejected all these false theories. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kabunaya Shravanada Sutachit Kore Uday. All of us have one of these eternal moods. And by hearing and chanting, it simply awakens. So, something we can hear also of the gopis. Why leave that one out? Therefore, Prabhu kohe uttam aage ka raya kohe kam to prem sarva satya sa. Kandaba, the love of the Brajagopis, that is the topmost. Nayam Sriyangu Natanta Dese Prasadam Swayostab Naminaganda Ruchakutuanya Rasotsavat Asyabuja Danda Grihete Kanta Lavdasya Nam Dyat Udagad Brajasundirinam. This verse spoken by Uddhav. Why Uddhav? Uddhav saw everything and Uddhav cared. Then when Uddhav, he was trying to explain about the love of the gopis, what did he say? Gopi Prem is like that. He's pointing. He cannot explain. If you say Gopi Prem is like this, then what will it do? It will simply increase. Gopi Prem is 5 kilos, it will become 10 kilos. Okay, Gopi Bhav is 20 kilos, it immediately becomes 50 kilos. Because unlimited. How could Uddhav explain something which is unlimited and beyond his experience? Therefore Uddhav simply, what is the Gopis Prem? The Gopis Prem is like the Gopis Prem. Nothing to compare it to. Therefore Uddhav spoke some verses. Nayam Sriyangu Natanta Dese Prasadam. Who could imagine the good fortune of the Braja Gopis? Nayam Sriyo. Lakshmi, she cannot understand. Angu Natanta Dese Prasadaha. Even the damsels in the heavenly planets, they could not get the good fortune of the Braja Gopis. In the heavenly planets, the women are so attractive, it makes Miss Universe in this world look like an orangutan. Their bodies have fragrance of lotus flower that goes for 7 miles. The women in the heavenly planets. But even they cannot understand the good fortune of the Braja Gopis. Why? Rasasava Asibuja Dandagrihanta. In Ras Lila, Krishna kept his 2 arms which are like serpents. Why snake? Snake is very cool. Everyone picked up a snake before? Snake is very soft and very cool. And the snake's body is tapered. So Krishna, from his strong chest and shoulders down, tapers like a snake. Also anyone and his fingernails like teeth. The gopis say if you're bitten by a snake, there's a remedy. If you're bitten by a snake, you take some anti-venom. Something which is opposed to that, you can become free from that burning sensation. But one who is bitten by the snake-like arms of Krishna, what remedy is there? There is nothing. Therefore Krishna kept both his arms around the necks of the gopis. Guru Maharaj gave very nice, just like a drowning person. In the middle of the drowning, a person drowning in the middle of the ocean. Then a rescuer comes, how the person will catch the rescuer? Like with both hands, like this. Oh, don't leave me, without you I am drowning. So Krishna kept both his arms around the necks of the gopis. Please don't leave me. Tuha bina kahara ras. Without you there is no ras lila. Tua lagi ami braja rabas. Only for you I stay in Vrindavan, Krishna said to Radhika. Therefore don't leave me, don't leave. Did Krishna do that for the heavenly damsels? Never. Krishna would not even do that for Lakshmi. He would not do for Rukmini or Satyabhama or anyone. Therefore Labda Siryat Udagad Braja Sundiram. That good fortune was only given to the Braja Gopis. So, Tesham Avaruch Choris Mayaman Mukhagitam Pitam Baradava Stragvi Shakshatman Mataman Mata. What to speak at the end? After the gopis sang Gopi Geet, 19 verses, lamenting in separation from Krishna, Krishna appeared before them. Sukadeva Goswami describes how do they appear? Tesham Avruch Sori. Sori means Vasudev Maharaj, Kshatriya. Sukadeva Goswami is so much absorbed in the mood of the gopis, he's also feeling something, I am gopi, something is there. Then also angry at Krishna. Because the Kshatriyas, you saw that just later here. Kshatriya is very cruel. Kshatriya's nature, they kill even their own parents, kill their own gurus, their brothers, their cousins. So Kshatriyas are very cruel-hearted, even to their own family members. Then Sukadeva Goswami thinking Krishna must be really Kshatriya, he cannot be the son of Yasoda. Why? How he could be so cruel to the gopis who are like his own limbs, his own members, his own devotees. Therefore, Tesham Avarabuch Sori, Krishna is very cruel. Therefore, again, when he appeared in the midst of the gopis, Smayamana Mukhadgita, Krishna was very slightly smiling, just like a criminal when you catch him. Krishna felt, I have done wrong to the gopis. How I could mistreat them and give them so much pain by giving them separation. Therefore, like when you go begging, people hold their cloth like that. Krishna holding his cloth and smiling very, very sweetly. Oh gopis, I have done wrong. Please forgive me. Give your anger here. Jayadev Goswami said, or Radharani, give me the jewel of your anger. You donate here. So Krishna, when he appeared, how sweet he looked. Because he admits his defeat by the Braja Gopis. Therefore that time, Caitanya-Caritamrta Sragvi, with his pitamba wrapped around his neck, Sakshat Manmata, Sakshat Manmata, Krishna appeared more beautiful than millions and millions of cupids, like the attractor of Cupid himself. So, there's so Krishna Prapti Upai Bahuvida Hoy. Oh, Ramananda Roy said, there are many ways to achieve Krishna. And whatever relationship one has with Krishna, one considers that the best. Like the coward boys think, our relation with Krishna is the topmost. The Vatsalya devotees think this is the best. Those in Dasya Ras, mood of servitude, think we are the best. No? Even those in Santa think this is the topmost. And the gopis also feel what we have is the best. Therefore, no devotee ever wants to change their ras, their relation with Krishna. Even if the cows may say to Yasoda, oh, you want to become like us? Mother Yasoda say, if you want, you can become like me. The cows would say, never. What you can make with your breast milk? Nothing. With our milk, we can make rubbery, sandesh, yogurt, many things. So every Brajabasi thinks what we have is the best. So, just like if you boil molasses, if you make sugarcane juice and you boil it, it becomes molasses. If you boil molasses, it becomes gur. If you boil gur, it becomes, what's it called? Rock candy. If you boil rock candy, it becomes lozenges. Thanks, Gary. In the same way, the prem becomes more thick, more thick, more thick, and more thick. But it's all the same devotion. KC, finally you came. You're not thinking me so much like I'm thinking, where's KC? Okay, thank you for coming. So, as the qualities increase, in the same way, as you go through the rasas, one by one, they increase in thickness. Is there anything more than that? Now, if anyone will say there's anything more than that, all the Vedas will come and close that person's mouth. There can be anything more than the love of the Braja Gopis. Why? There are many things he's saying. If we spend this then the whole day. That book is there, Ramananda Roy, Samvad, please I beg you, you'll read it. Just so happens I have a copy here. But you read that, the Guru Maharaj, each verse of Ramananda Roy Samvad, Guru Maharaj gave such wonderful explanations. Therefore Krishna promises in Gita, Jayjitam mam prapadente tamstateva bhajahamyaham mamavatmanuvatan manusaprita sarvasya. According to your surrender, Arjuna, I reciprocate with everyone. Therefore no one has surrendered like the gopis. Therefore Krishna is completely and fully indebted to them. And one who does bhajan in the footsteps of the Braja Gopis, then Krishna is mostly controlled by them, not by others. And of all the gopis, who is the best? Then Ramananda Roy began speaking about Radhika. What is the proof Radharani is the topmost? That proof is Raslila. Satakoti Gopi Madhava Man Rakita Narilo Koile Jata. Eso Eso Radhe Dakiya Sham. Despite the presence of millions of gopis, when Radharani left Raslila, Krishna would not stay there. And who can imagine? He chased after Radharani. Then who can imagine the excellence of Radhika's position? That is proved by Sukadeva Goswami, When Krishna left all the gopis alone, took Radharani to a solitary place, Anuradita Nunam Bhagavan Hariyeswara Yanno Vihaya Govinda Pitayo Anayadurhat. The other gopis admitted. Oh, Anuradita Nunam. Who is this gopi? We don't know. But she must have worshipped the Supreme Lord. She must have worshipped Ishvara the most, because Krishna has taken her alone. Therefore Radhika is the topmost. Therefore Kuri, but when Mahaprabhu heard that, he was not satisfied. Because Churi Kori Dari Kaya Nila Gopi Gane Dari Anya Pex Hoile Prem Garata Naspuri. When Ramananda Roy gave proof that Radharani is the topmost because he took her secretly to a solitary place, Mahaprabhu was not satisfied. Because maybe Krishna was reliant on the other gopis. He was worried what they thought, therefore Radharani's position as the best is not completely established. Therefore Ramananda Roy gave another quote from Geet Govinda, where Krishna took Radhika in front of all the other Braja gopis. No? What is that one? Kamsa Ratri, like that. There's one verse from Geet Govinda. That is proof that Krishna, the enemy of Kamsa, he took away Radharani in the presence of the millions of other gopis. That is Vasanta Ras. Two types of Ras Lila. One is Govardhan Vasanta Ras, and the other one is Sarad Punimas, Sardiya Ras, that took place in Kartik time. So spring Ras and the autumn Ras. But spring Ras is the topmost because Krishna took Radharani despite the presence of millions of gopis. He didn't care. Therefore, when Ramananda Roy just said that verse, then Mahaprabhu became satisfied. Yes, this does definitely defines that Radharani is the topmost. Okay. How you can finish this so quickly? Is there anything more than this? Since Krishna's lofty desires were not satisfied even in the midst of hundreds of thousands of gopis. How many gopis were in Ras Leela? 10 quadrillion. Put that in the calculator. Despite the presence of 10 quadrillion gopis, Ras Leela was not some small thing. Krishna was not satisfied without Radharani, therefore you could imagine how qualified she is. When Mahaprabhu heard that, Mahaprabhu said, yes, now I am attaining for that for which I came to meet you. Nevertheless, is there anything more than this? You can imagine what is in this Caitanya-Caritamrta. Therefore Guru Jaya would always say, unless you read Caitanya-Caritamrta, you cannot understand the real meaning of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Is there anything more than that? Kindly explain to me. Then Ramananda Roy said, I don't know anymore what I'm saying. All I know is I'm the instrument and you are the player. I'm speaking what you make me speak. I do not know if I'm speaking good things or bad things. I simply repeat like a parrot whatever instructions you are making me speak. Who can understand your pastimes? You inspire me within the heart and make me speak with the tongue. I do not know if what I am saying is good or bad. Then Ramananda Roy began discussing Krishna's Sarup, then the Sarup of Radharani, then the Sarup of Prema itself. And he began describing Radharani's names, her 25 qualities, her bodily ornaments, of which 16 in number, means from top to bottom. He described Radharani's form, the nature of Prema itself, and after describing all this, then Mahaprabhu asked, is there anything more? And Ramananda Roy said, in the three worlds there can be nothing more than this. But something is in my mind. I do not know if it is correct or incorrect. Then Pairarag Nayana Bangabela Anudin Balla Avadi Nagela. So you can have to read that for yourselves. When Radha and Krishna are together in their most intimate meeting, then Radharani is forgetting I am Radharani, and Krishna is forgetting I am Krishna. There is a complete melting. Then Krishna begins thinking, I am Radharani, and Radharani thinks, I am Krishna. So when Ramananda Roy spoke that, then Mahaprabhu closed his mouth. So if Mahaprabhu closed his mouth, then how we will explain that? So Mahaprabhu said, this is the ultimate limit. Why? Because Saraswati Thakur said, why Mahaprabhu closed his mouth? Because these very exalted topics should never be discussed in public. That is one reason why he closed his mouth. Still that lesson is there. Srila Bhaman Maharaj used to say, just like, imagine if husband and wife were in their room together, husband and wife having their relationship, and someone was watching. And the next day in the newspaper, someone put in the newspaper what you were doing last night with your wife. How would you feel? How much you would feel insulted and ashamed. In the same way, when these very high topics of Radha Krishna explained, then Radha Krishna become very angry and the whole Guru Parampara cursed you. So for that reason, Mahaprabhu closed his mouth. So we are just in a general way saying, but really we have to be very, very careful. How many hundreds of times Gurudev would say, don't make Radha Krishna naked. No need for that. So for that reason, Mahaprabhu would close his mouth. Then Ramananda Roy said, yes, Satyavastu Sadan Bina Keho Nahi Pai. That is the ultimate goal of life. But without practicing, you cannot achieve the goal. Therefore, how to achieve that topmost goal of the direct seva of the divine couple in the conjugal mood? Then Mahaprabhu Ramananda Roy explained, Radha Krishna Lila E Ati Guratar Dasya Vatsali Bhavna Hoi Gochar. The conjugal pastimes of Sri Radha and Krishna cannot be understood by anyone else, not those in the mood of servitude, friendship, or parental affection. Madhusudana never thinks Krishna is having a relationship with the Braja Gopis. So, Bahu Saki Bina Nahi Rasera Vistar. Saki Bina Lila Anya Nahi Gati Saki Bhav Ye Tar Koi Anugati. Therefore, Radha Krishna have many, many gopis to assist their pastimes. And one who follows in the footsteps of those gopis serving Radha Krishna, that person can enter into those pastimes. Radha Krishna Kunja Seva Sadhya Se Pai Se Sadhya Paiti An Nahika Upai. There is no other method to achieve the service of Radha Krishna than following in the footsteps of the Braja Gopis. And how we follow in the footsteps of the Braja Gopis, it begins by hearing about them. That is called Shravan Dasa. Without the help of the gopis, no one can enter these pastimes. Only one who worships in the ecstasy of the gopis and following their footsteps can engage in the direct seva of Radha and Krishna. Therefore, in this world, Guru should always be seen as most confidential maidservant of Radha and Krishna. Therefore, that much you have affection for Guru, that much the mood of Guru enters the heart of disciple. So unless one has completely surrendered to Guru and has complete love and affection for Guru, how these things will ever come in a million years? Impossible. Therefore, all the gopis have come in this world in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees. Whether Nitya Siddh or in this world doing sadhana, same thing, same bhav is there. One is a little more mature, one is a little immature, but both is Nitya Siddha bhav. So in this world, one who follows Guru internally and externally, then all these things will come, otherwise will never come. One who not even follows Guru's instructions in this world, then they talk about Gopi Bhav. This is like one type of joke, one type of imagination. So, Ramananda Roy going higher and higher and higher. Then he explained about Manjari Bhav. I think it would not be inappropriate to mention a little bit here. Radha Sarup Krishna Prema Kalpalata Sakigan Hoy Tal Palav Pushpa Patra. Who is Radharani? She is like a vine of pure love of Krishna. And the Manjaris who made servants are like twigs and leaves on that vine. Therefore the Manjaris never try and have a direct relationship with Krishna. Why? Everything they're getting through Radhika. And therefore Radharani she is drinking completely Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes. And the Manjaris are like leaves and twigs, they're completely connected to the trunk. Therefore whatever Radhika feels, they also feel. Therefore, when the nectar of Krishna's pastimes are sprinkled on the kripa, all the leaves experience everything. In the same way, the Manjaris never try to relate with Krishna directly, they simply serve Radhika and arrange for the meeting of Radha Krishna. Therefore, they're experiencing not everything Radharani experiences. Who can experience that? But even one drop of that is like an ocean. So you can hear. So from top to bottom, Ramananda Roy Samlad Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Roy described everything. Devo Ateva Gopi Bhav Koryangika Ratidin Chinti Radha Krishna Vihar Siddha De Chinta Kori Tara Sevan Sakiba Pai Radha Krishna Charan. Therefore one must accept the mood of the gopis in their service to Krishna, and one should always meditate on the service to Radha Krishna. Siddha Deha Chinta, in one's Siddha Deha, internally conceived spiritual body, one should render service to Radha Krishna within your mind as you chant the holy name. After doing that for a long time, one enters the pastimes of Krishna directly. Therefore, like miners who are digging a hole, they're digging. First they get copper, they dig more, they get iron, they dig more, they get silver, they dig more, they get gold, they dig more, they get diamonds, they dig more, they get platinum. In the same way, Ramananda Roy and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are like two miners, mining each other's hearts and taking out those jewels. So how do we take out the jewels from the heart of the Vaishnavas? How? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Tadvidi pratipatena pariprashanasya. Very important. I remember Guruji, if anyone would come and Guru would ask any questions and no one would ask anything, then Guru Maharaj would always, oh, you don't want to hear anything. You don't want to Harikatha. You know everything. Therefore, how do we mine from the heart of Gurudev and Vaishnava? We have to ask questions. But Guru is not just a question and answer booth. So the questions should be done with seva. Means serving with love and affection. And Guru very happily give us everything. Like calf. When cow sees the calf, automatically the milk comes. You know, some people milk the calf, but the cow keeps all her milk upstairs. You know, have you noticed that? Ever milked a cow, Sadhguruji?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, if you milk, then the calf is there, the mother is not giving all the milk. She's keeping it up in the udder, right? And when the calf comes, she releases the milk and the calf drinks everything. So devotee is not that affection, not that seva, no, with real love. Even though seva with love and affection, then Guru will not give everything. Keeping. So, Ramananda Roy and Mahaprabhu were digging deeper and deeper. So Mahaprabhu asked some questions of all type of education, which is the best education. Prabhu kohe kon vidya madhyasar, rai koya Krishna bhakti vina vidya nahiya. Of all type of education, which is the best? Ramananda and Ramananda Roy answered, Krishna bhakti is the only education, there is no other education. Don't have to explain that, do I? Therefore there are so many universities, colleges. What are they teaching? Mathematics, physics, chemistry, Spanish. Millions and millions of subjects. Where's the soul department? No soul department. Only Gaudiya Madha's soul department. Therefore, who come to the soul department? Only the PhD students. Prabhupada said, if you sometimes become hopeless. When I was flying out of Istanbul to come here, I was thinking, God, look at this city. And only like 3 or 4 people in this whole city are chanting Harinam. Become a little like sad, you know. And Prabhupada said, don't worry, you're selling diamonds. Who will come to buy diamonds? Only a few people. So, what is real education? Only Krishna Bhakti is education, nothing else is education. Radha Govinda Ji ki. Out of all glorious activities, which is the most glorious? Of all type of name and fame, which is the best name and fame? Kritigan Madhya Jeev Kon Barakiti Krishna Bhakti Boliya Yahar Hoi Kyati. The best name and fame is the name and fame as a devotee. Sampati Madhyaji Kon Sampata Gani, Radha Krishna Prem Yaha Se Baradani, of all type of wealth, which is the greatest wealth. Krishna Prem is the greatest wealth. Duk Madhikon Duk Hoy Gurata, Krishna Bhakti Virat Duk Naya. Of all type of suffering, which is the greatest suffering, separation from Vaishnava, there is no other suffering. Of all type of liberated persons, which is the most liberated person. Mukta Madhya Konji Mukta Korimani, Krishna Prem Yaha Se Mukta Siromani. Beautiful language. Of all type of liberated souls, who is the most liberated? Who has Krishna Prem, he is the best of liberated souls. Gan Madhya Kon Gan Jivan Nija Dharma. Of all type of songs, which is the greatest song? Radha Krishna Prem Keli Ye Gita Marma. Those songs which describe Radha Krishna's pastimes, that is the best song. Shreya Madhya Kon Shreya Jiva Hoy Sar Krishna Bhakti Sangha Bina Shreya Nahya. Of all type of auspicious activities, which is the most auspicious. There is no other auspicious activity except the association of the devotees. It's pretty clear, isn't it? Ka Smaranji Korebe Anuksan. Of all things to remember, what is that thing which you should remember every moment? Krishnanam Gunalila Pradana Smaran. One should always remember Krishna's names, qualities and pastimes. You should always remember that. You should get some tattoos made of these. Deya Madhya Ajiv Kartavya Kon Dhyan Radha Krishna Padambuj Dhyan Pradhan. Of all type of meditation, which is the best? Meditating on the feet of Radha Krishna, that is the highest meditation. Sarvatyagi Jiva Kartavya Kahavat, giving up every other place of residence. Where should you live? Revati? Where is she? Vrindavan. Braj Bhumi Vrindavan Yahadi Laras. Of all places to live, the best is not Venice, or even Hollywood, or even Santa Monica. Where's the best place? Brajabhumi, where Krishna performs his Ras Leela. Of all topics to listen to, which is the best? Shravan Madhya Jeev Kon Shrestha Shravan. Of all things to listen to, which is the topmost? Radha Krishna Prem Keli Kana Vasayan. The loving pastimes of Radha Krishna. I think all those guys who used to criticize Gurudev never read anything of this. Even though it's true, one should speak to a qualified audience. If a high-class Vaishnava speaks, then how much they are merciful, how much they are kind. But foolish persons, instead of taking that, they criticize, and how much they are unfortunate. Of all worshipful objects, which is the best? Upasya Mad Kon Upasya Pradhan Shrestha Upasya Yugal Radha Krishna Nam. Which is the best worshipful deity? The name of Radha Krishna. What is the name of Radha Krishna? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. There is nothing higher than that. You get the general picture, right? What is the destination of those? Mukti, Bhukti, Vanshi, Ye, Kaha, Dwargati, Dev, Janma, Stavra, Janma, Ye, Dwargati. This is strong. What is the destination of the Buddhists? And what is the destination of those who desire material enjoyment? Stavra Deha, Deva Deha, Yaichi, Avaran. Those who desire material enjoyment become demigods, and Buddhists take birth as non-moving entities like stones. Om Mani Padme Hum. Because their goal is non-existence, not feel anything, not think anything, no relationship with nothing. Become a stone. So, I have to get a moving. Then Ramananda Roy, he said, I have one doubt. Before I was seeing you as a sannyasi. Now I am seeing you as Krishna, playing your flute and your eyes rolling in various ecstasies. I see you are holding a flute to your mouth, your lotus eyes are moving restlessly due to various ecstasies. I have a doubt. Who are you? You are Krishna. How you became this form as a golden sannyasi? Then Mahaprabhu, to conceal his form, Mahaprabhu said, You are pure devotee, you see Krishna everywhere. This is not surprising. Then Ramananda Roy said, please do not cheat me. Please show me your Swarup. Then Mahaprabhu showed him that Swarup of Rasaraj, Mahabhav. Tabi hasi tat Prabhu dekaila Swarup. Rasaraj Mahabhav Dui Ekarup. Who is Rasaraj? That is Krishna, who is the king, the enjoyer of all these rasas. And who is Radharani? She is Madanakya Bhav Mahi. She is the reservoir of all this Bhav, means feelings towards Krishna. Krishna is the enjoyer and Radharani is the abode of all enjoyment. There's no translation. She is Rasaraj, Krishna is Rasaraj, Radharani is Madanakya Mahabhav Mahi. Therefore both things you need. For example, when Krishna entered the wrestling arena of Kamsa, 12 types of persons saw Krishna 12 different ways. Bhav means mood. According to your mood, you perceive Krishna. According to your mood, you perceive ras, you taste ras. Understanding, everyone understanding? Try and understand. I don't understand, I'm just speaking. According to your bhav, you will taste ras. Understand? No bhav, no ras. No devotion, no ras. Therefore, those who have the bhav of cowherd boys, how do they perceive Krishna? Cowherd boy. Those are the bhav, the gopis, how do they perceive Krishna? Cupid. Those are the bhav of Vatsalya, mother and parental affection, how do they perceive Krishna? My son. So according to your bhav, you taste ras. Krishna can give ras, but he cannot give bhav. Radharani can give bhav, but she cannot give ras. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can give both things because he's combined incarnation. Therefore Mahaprabhu gives everything. He gives the qualification, he also gives the ras. Therefore who is superior to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? No one. He gives the pot, he also fills it with nectar because he can do both things. But Ramananda Roy was saying how Krishna became that form of the golden sannyasi. Then Mahaprabhu showed him how Radha Krishna came together in his form. When Ramananda Roy saw that, he fell unconscious. Now, how deeply, all of you must read the books of Srila Gopal Maharaj. How deeply Srila Gopal Maharaj would go into Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lila. You hear what his conception, people become astonished. So what he said, I will try and repeat. Why Ramananda Roy would fall unconscious seeing Radha and Krishna? No reason for him to fall unconscious. He is the Gopi Vishaka, and not the first time he had seen Radha and Krishna. But he saw how Radha and Krishna had come in one form, then he fell unconscious. How Krishna melted the heart of Radharani by going to Mathura and Dwarka, putting her in the fire of separation. And when her heart was completely melted, Krishna entered inside. When Ramananda Roy saw how Krishna stole her bhav and complexion, then he fell unconscious. So we're just like parrots, speaking what our Guru Parampara said. One day they bless us, we can also, like they did, we can realize something. So Ramananda Roy fell to the ground unconscious. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu touched him, and Ramananda Roy was struck with wonder. After embracing Ramananda Roy, the Lord pacified and said, except for you, no one has ever seen this form of Rasaraj Mahabhav. But you are my devotee, therefore everything has been revealed to you. I cannot keep my truth hidden from my devotees. Thus Ramananda Roy and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent 10 days and 10 nights discussing Katha. So you can imagine what they were discussing. Who could imagine? Sachinandan Gaura Hari Ki Jai, Shri Ramananda Roy Ki Jai, Ramananda Roy Sambar Ki Jai, Gopremananda. So we finish here. Unfortunately, your drama's ready. So we go for another 3 nights.